Welcome to Tips and Gist. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This afternoon, I'm here to take us through some of the reasons that might hinder us from getting the visa, even if we win the lottery. I know a lot of people are anticipating to win this lottery. You are all participating, but you winning the lottery wouldn't guarantee you getting the visa. There are a lot of reasons that might hinder you from getting the visa, and that is what we are here to discuss this afternoon. I want everybody to pay attention. Let us go through the points so that you know what to do to get your visa after winning the lottery. According to research, about 125,000 people win the lottery every year. Last year, it was more than the number. Last year, 131,000 people won the lottery. But America is giving out only 55,000 visas. This is telling you that over 70,000 people wouldn't get the visa. I don't want you to be part of the 70,000 people. And the same thing for the 2026, the one that we are all participating. Over 125,000 people will win the lottery in May, but only 55,000 people will get a visa. So, how do you join the 55,000 people? On what grounds are they going to base to disqualify a lot of people to select their 55,000 people out of the number of people who are going to win the lottery? That is why we are here. Once again, I welcome everybody. Today, I'm not able to stream on Facebook because my account has been hacked. So please, if you're on Facebook, I will not be able to upload videos until Facebook is able to rectify that issues for me. Okay. So please be vigilant. Don't let anybody chat you because once they've hacked me, I know they're going to chat a lot of people and scam them. So please be vigilant. All right. Now, before you can even win the lottery, you have about two reasons or three reasons, two technical reasons that can disqualify you. We all know that. Duplicate application, that is if you apply twice. Now, they have optimized the system in such a way that you cannot even apply twice. Once you apply and you want to apply again, they will tell you that your information is already in the system. So that is very good from America. That is one thing I've observed from them this year. So duplicate application wouldn't be issue. So if an agent do application and you also want to do, they are going to tell you that your information is already in their system. So it is solving the duplicate application issue. Now, another major factor that can disqualify a lot of people from even winning is the picture requirement, the American standard. Now, the main applicant, your picture should meet the American standard as well as your dependent, that is your spouse and your children. I know a lot of people, their pictures are wrong. Their pictures are wrong. Some are using front cameras to take selfie and a whole lot. I've been teaching you, go to a photo studio. You invest in 10 Ghana cedis, 20 Ghana cedis in this American lottery. Because I said it's free, you don't have a good camera. So you went to a photographer. The photographer said 10 cedis. And Tips and just said application is free. I didn't say photographer is free. And so because of that, you will not take the picture. You come home and use your techno phone, front camera to take it. Poor background, and you are hoping that America should win. Do you know how many people are going to participate? Over 20 million people, and less than last year, 131,000. So look at the fraction out of 20 million. If 131,000 people are winning, do you stand a chance that you're going to use a techno phone to take a selfie? You will not even watch my videos. I've seen people giving comments under videos that is even educating them. I'm telling you that every dependent that you add, your children, your husband, your wife, you should add a correct picture format. And somebody is asking me, I am pregnant. So what will I do? Hoping that I should come and reply that go and take a picture of the unborn child. I don't know the reply that person wants. I'm telling you that you need pictures of your dependent and you are pregnant. How can you take a picture of that child? And you're asking question, what should I do? Why don't you do application and leave your pregnancy? Who knows even the outcome of the pregnancy? You see, so some of you guys, you're not listening to the video, you're not watching the video, but you keep on asking questions. Educational background I have used videos upon videos to tell you primary school to doctorate, what everybody should select. And people are still asking because they don't have the time to watch the video, but they have the time to comment and they want you to come and reply their comment. It is never happening. So I'm just shooting the video for those that will help, because at the end of the day, we need few people to go to America. We need the serious ones. We need just 55,000 people to get a visa. The videos is out there for everybody, but few people who are going to watch the video and do the writing are going to maximize their chances to win. And they are the people I'm going to assist to fill the DS260 form and go to America. Not everybody. Not everybody. You are not reading. You are not going on the portal to read. People are reading, shooting videos for you to watch, listen, and do the writing. And you are not watching and still asking. If you go there, comment, people are asking, do I need a passport before I can participate? When you watch the 14 questions, which question is asking for your passport number? No question. So common sense should tell you that you don't need a passport. But because you are not watching the video, you would ignorant. I'm getting emotional. You will come and comment. You will not watch the video and you come and comment. If you watch the video A to Z, the questions you meet to fill and win, the 14 questions, none is asking for your passport number. So if you watch that video, you wouldn't comment. You wouldn't even give that comment. Why are we displaying ignorant in the comment sections? Can't we use our time, invest that I want to go to America? I don't know anybody. I don't have any help. I don't have money to go to agent. So this 10 minutes video, let me watch it. Let me listen to the guy. He said I will answer 14 questions when I go on the portal. So let me watch the 10 minutes video. You are able to watch 90 minutes football match. You are able to watch Netflix. You are able to watch movies, but you cannot watch 10 minutes video that is going to change your life should you win the lottery. But you come and ask, somebody will say, do I need a Ghana card? Are you serious at all? Why are they asking for your Ghana card? You see, so some of your questions, I don't really want to answer them because it pisses me off. Because you want to travel, but you are not ready. And we don't need you to win. Because when you win, the competition will be high. We need only 55,000 people to get the visa. That is what is on the portal. Only 55,000 people will get the visa. So if you're not serious, we don't need you. It is high time we tell the gospel truth. We are helping all, but the serious ones are going to maximize their chances, even though it is being selected by the computer. But if you don't do the writing, how do you even get closer to the computer for the computer to select you? So please, the picture format is one thing that can disqualify you from even getting to stage number 2 for the computer to even consider you. Somebody will ask, I don't have a quality phone camera, so what should I do? Somebody even asked me a question. I say, tips. I don't have pictures of my children, so should I add them? And I told you that you need pictures of your children. So if you don't have their pictures, should I give my picture to you? Common sense should tell you that you have to stop. If you cannot take your children to photo studio and take their picture, then stop. Don't add your children. Just do your own application. Is this a question that you should ask me when the same video is telling you that you need pictures of your kids? Then you still ask, what if I don't have pictures of my kids? What should I do? What is the solution that you want? I am telling you, you need pictures of your kids. And you're still asking me, what if I don't have a pictures of their? Then leave it. Don't go. Don't join. So please, I will encourage everybody, those that you've not do your application, watch the videos, do the writing if you want to win. We are not here to spoon feed you. We have given the information out. It is up to you to consume the information and do the writing. Please. Now, if the pictures of your dependents are not meeting the standard, it will also disqualify you. So if your picture is meeting the 600 by 600 resolution, 2 by 2 inches, less than 240 kilobyte, JPEG format, and also the how to take the picture, the composition, your head is centered, the head size and everything is meeting the standard. If yours is correct, fine. But if you add your wife and your wife's picture is wrong, it will still disqualify you because you've added your wife to your application. So your wife will disqualify you. If you add your child and the child's picture is wrong, if you add it to your application, it will disqualify the entire application. They are not going to say that your child's picture is correct and wrong, so your child will not go. No, it will disqualify the entire thing. So before you add somebody to your application, make sure that you are having the correct picture of the person, just like yours. Okay. So these are the two reasons that will not even allow somebody to win the lottery: duplicate application and the wrong picture format. Now, the rest, you leave it to the Almighty. If you are able to do the right thing, you get the correct picture format, you answer the 14 questions correctly and submit it, you leave the rest to the Almighty. Your maker will determine if it is your destiny to go, the computer will select you. This computer will select you if it is your destiny. Now, those of you guys who are going to be selected, that is the topic for today. Not everybody will get the visa. Those of you guys who will be selected, not everybody will get the visa. I repeat, last year, 131,000 people won the lottery, but they are going to issue the visa to only 55,000 people. This is telling you that over 76,000 people will not get the visa. And so you can win the American lottery without getting the visa. People don't know that. This is the topic for today. So, what will make somebody win the lottery but wouldn't get the visa? 10 reasons. 10 reasons. Reason number one. Reason number one, qualification. Now, when you win the lottery, that is stage number 3. Right after stage number 3, before you jump to stage number 5 to fill the DS260 form, you are supposed to do something. That is stage number 4. You are supposed to confirm qualification. Now, confirming your qualification, you don't confirm it online. You sit in your room and ask yourself, do I qualify? That is the meaning of confirming your qualification. So America has invited you. You selected that you are in primary school. It doesn't care. I told you the only thing they can disqualify you is your picture and also duplicate. I know somebody who selected primary school and still won the lottery. They don't care. If you made mistake in your postal address, they don't care because they don't know where you are staying. If you made mistake in your name, they don't care. But issues will come later. But you can still win. So if you make mistakes, petty mistakes in your application, they don't care. You can still win, but issues will come later. So when you win, stage number 3, when you check your results and if you won, America is telling you that sit in your room, sit on your bed and confirm, do I qualify? And that is either you have a high school degree or 2 years of qualifying work experience. 2 years of qualifying work experience. So the first one, a high school degree. Have you completed a high school that is equivalent to American standard level 12? So right after JHS, have you schooled for 3 or more 4 years, either vocational or academic? Now, if the vocational cannot take you to American school, it is not considered as a qualification. So I know a lot of people, they school vocational in their country, but they cannot use that certificate to continue education in America or Canada. Those certificates are not qualified. But if your vocational certificate is accepted by America to continue education over there, it is considered as a high school degree. If as for formal education, academic programs, it is considered in America, but the vocational is sometimes not considered, depending on the country where you come from. In Ghana, NVTI is considered for you to further your education outside, and they also accept the WAEC. So if you have the WASI, you have NVTI and other acceptable qualifications as high school, then you qualify. So either you school 4 years or 3 years right after JHS. That is the junior level. Right after the junior level, if you school 2 years or 1 year, you don't meet level 12. Because I told you classes, the JHS in Ghana, we school 3 years, making it 9 years. So 6 plus 3, 9. So you need to school at least 3 years to make it a level 12 in America. That is what I'm talking about. If you don't have that qualification, you have to stop, because that is one reason why people win, but they don't get a visa. So out of those people who are going to win, they are going to use this to disqualify a lot of people to pick their 55,000 people. High school degree. If you don't have high school degree, another reason that you can use to qualify is you having 2 years of qualifying work experience. I didn't say 2 years of work experience. I said 2 years of qualifying work experience. It means the work experience should qualify. What is a qualifying work experience? Number one, that job that you are doing, you should be trained for at least 2 years. So example is nursing. Nurses go more than 2-3 years to school. So that job that you're doing, you should have been trained more than 2 years, 2 or more years. The second one for that thing to qualify you is that job, that particular job role should also be SVP 7, job zone 4. And another thing, that job, you should be doing it the last 5 years. So the qualifying, these 3 reasons, they can base on it to be sure if that experience is a qualifying work experience. So they'll ask you, how many years did you train for that particular job role? If it is less than 2 years, it doesn't qualify you. Are you still doing the work within the last 5 years? Then you are good to go. And also, is it in the job zone 4 with the SVP, the specific vocational procurement, SVP, right? The SVP 7. Now, a lot of occupations in Ghana do not meet the 7. Most of them are 5, 6, 3, 4, 2. Police, fire service, immigration officers, you all don't meet the 7. So you can only use your secondary school to argue your qualification, not your police. Because you only train for 6 months. You don't train for 2 years. So all those jobs, they don't even meet the SVP 7. And you can check it on the American portal. I have embedded a link right in this caption. If you go and read it, there's a website called the ONET Online where you can confirm your qualifications, the work experience, and a lot of jobs you enter and they don't meet the SVP 7. Carpenters, mason, forklift, all those jobs are about SVP 3, 4. Farm work is 1. Chef, cook is about 3. Maid, healthcare assistance is about SVP 2. To meet SVP 7 is teachers, right? Trained teachers, whether from kindergarten to university, you are all meeting the standard. Licensed teachers, those having license to teach. Nurses, you all qualify. Midwives, midwife, I think, is the highest SVP. Midwife is SVP 8. But in Ghana, the midwifery we do in Ghana is not the 8. There's, when you say midwife in America or Canada, it's at the master's level. You have to be RN, a registered nurse, to also go and do a top up to specify to do the midwifery. But in Ghana, they start right from the diploma without even being a nurse. And so it doesn't meet the American standard. So if you go and you check midwife and it is SVP 8, say, hey, I'm a midwife. No, the midwife in America is not the midwife in Ghana. The level of education is different. How they train them is different. So please, one good thing about all those who don't qualify is the police, the fire service, and those people that I said you don't qualify. You are all having the secondary school certificate. So that one will qualify you. Somebody will ask me, I don't have secondary school certificate. I am a driver. Would that qualify you? No, driving cannot reach SVP 7. And you don't have secondary school certificate. So it will not qualify you. So if you ask me, can I participate in the lottery? I cannot tell you that yes or no, because I have no right to stop you. Everybody can participate, but not everybody can get the visa. Today we are discussing people who cannot get the visa, not people who cannot participate. So you can go and try your luck and win, but you not get the visa. We're talking about after you win. That is the discussion. So listen it carefully. So after you win, if you're not able to provide either a secondary school certificate or a job belonging to the SVP 7, Somebody is asking painter, how many years did you train in the university as a painter? That you're asking painter. You completed high school, use your secondary school certificate. You are saying painter. Painter, how many years? Did you go to a KNUST for 4 years to do your painting? We're talking about SVP 7, and I'm saying that it is high-tech jobs, accounting, lawyers, doctors. And I'm saying that some even diploma nurses do not even reach that level, but they can use their high school to argue. And you are saying painter, baba. Please, I don't want to talk. If you don't have high school, most of the job belonging to the SVP 7, you will not reach that level. So stop commenting. Get the high school certificate. That will help you. If you are not somebody who schooled in the university for 4 years, those jobs, SVP 7, is university jobs, university levels. The nursing that I said they qualify in America, you are supposed to go to a university to do about 4 years degree or 3 years degree for your nursing. So when you go on the American website and they say nurses qualify, they are looking at a nurse in American standard, because that SVP is American occupations. And so if you are equivalenting, if you are taking it to your equivalent, make sure that you were trained as if the Americans are training their people over there. So if you have a degree in the university, then you shouldn't even ask me, because you had a secondary school before going to do the degree. So those saying, what if I do a degree in painting? Common sense should tell you that you had WASI before going to do the degree, so you qualify. I said WAEC qualifies you. Secondary school certificate qualify you, and you are asking a degree question. What certificate did you use to go to do the degree? Is it BEC or KG certificate? I don't know how you people used to analyze my teachings. We are looking at the basics, and you're still arguing. I said painters without high school cannot. And you're saying, what if I did a degree as a painting? What certificate did you use to go and do the degree? Your high school. So it is telling you that you qualify. Is it that you just like to comment, or you don't want to listen to what I'm saying? I said the basics is high school. At least everybody is having high school, because the job zone 7, sorry, the job zone 4 with SVP 7, not everybody can reach that level. So at least your high school is good. A good question. Somebody is saying that, what about somebody with a bad WAEC certificate? That is very, very good. Now, the American lottery, when you win and you are filling the DS260 form, you don't indicate science A1, biology A2, English F9. No, you don't do that. You only tell them the program you did in high school. Maybe I did general science or home economics. So if your certificate is not good, like you got F9 in change, they will still call you for interview. But this is the trick. Okay. So if you know that you completed high school, once you have completed and you are having the certificate, no matter the result, you qualify. But if you are going for the interview because you know that your result is not good, make sure that you are having a skilled work. Because o certificate na F9 no, ultimate find no university. It just we want to aso. It nyansa no adwuma bi. Nyansa no adwuma bi. What is here? So if you know that your secondary school certificate is not good, make sure that you are having at least a skilled work to go and argue your case. It will corner America, visa officer. No, if the visa officer asks you, your certificate is not good, you had F9 in change, you had E8, you cannot go and continue your education in America, and no employer would pick you with this F9 in chains. So I cannot give you the visa because I don't know what you are going to do in America. Tell them that I have a skilled work. And that is where you get a lot of, how do we call it, documents to prove. And so when you win the lottery, another section, we are going to talk about documents you gather after you win the lottery. And therefore, you're going to know that you take a reference letter from your employer. You're going to do a resume, American standard resume, to list your experiences, right? Your work experiences and the whole lot to argue your case. So please, the first two qualification, is either you get one of them, and the least you can get is high school. So please, at least get a high school, because the SVP7, everybody who can get the SVP7 is having the high school. If a nurse, if I say a nurse is SVP7, have you seen a nurse who didn't complete a high school? Common sense should tell you that the nurse has the high school. So everybody who can qualify the SVP7 is having the high school. So ignore the SVP7. Once you have high school, you qualify. Case closed. Now I believe everybody understand. So don't ask me, what about my job? Is it SVP7? Before your job can meet SVP7, you are having at least the high school. Because you cannot go to a university to do a degree without having a high school certificate. And the high school certificate is not only about academics. I'm not talking about only the WAEC, the NVTI, all those rank. When we were talking about you choosing your educational level, I told you guys the high school is somebody trained 3 years or 4 years after junior high. So stop thinking aloud about the SVP7. What about my job? I am a painter, I am a hairdresser. Forget about it. Before your job can meet SVP7, you should have at least a high school before you reach that level. The jobs over there is accounting. The jobs over there, auditing. I think auditor is not even 7. Auditor is 6. It's accountant, HR, human resource manager, directors, nurses, midwives, teachers, doctors, lawyers, big jobs. So forget about your job and consider your high school certificate. If you don't have a high school certificate, you can participate and win, but you'll not get a visa. All right, so now we've done the 2 reasons. I said it is 10 reasons. Let us go to reason number 3, marital status. Marital status. Now, marital status can disqualify a lot of people. I know a lot of people who win the lottery, but they get disqualified because of the marital status. Why? Because during the entrance stage, they selected that they were married because they thought, oh, I am living with my husband, so I am married. Or I have married traditionally, so I am married. They didn't look at tips and just tutorials how to answer the 14 questions. So they just selected, I am married. And now, when they won the lottery, when you win the lottery and you are filling the S260 form, marital status, you are supposed to choose the same thing you did for your entry, except your marital status has changed. So if you said you are married, you cannot say, now I'm not married. Then you have to go to divorce. So if you are saying you are married, you still have to, you cannot go say, I am now unmarried. No. Once the entry stage, you said you were married. If you are doing the DS260, you either have to go straight to I am married again, choose the same thing, or if you are divorced by that time, then you can choose divorce and provide a divorce certificate. But I know a lot of people, they will also take I am married again when they are filling the DS260 form. And on the DS260 form, they will ask you the city where your wedding took place. So if you did your wedding in Ejoso, you are going to type Ejoso over there. And they are going to ask you the date your marriage took place. And this is the trick. Because a lot of people selected they are married, but they were not married. They've now gone to marry, or they've now gone to do marriage certificate. They now enter the date over there. Now, the officer will look at the date on your marriage certificate. And please, if you are going for the interview, you go with the marriage certificate, the original copy. And you even submit a PDF format to KCC during stage number 6. So the officer is going to look at your marriage certificate like this. Okay, when did you get married? You married in December. That means when you were filling when you were doing the DV lottery in October, you said you were married, but your marriage certificate says you did the wedding in December. That means you lied. What can draw? Disqualified. So marital status will just disqualify you. You see the trick. So if you choose you are married, make sure that you are having a marriage certificate. That is before you doing the lottery. If not, you will be disqualified. Another one is somebody will choose I am unmarried during the entry stage. But when they are filling the DS260 form, an agent will tell them, I want to marry somebody so that you can take the person. Oh, it is allowed. Just tell America that you just married. That is fine. If you take I am married and your marital status is genuine, if it is new, current, then you'll be allowed. You'll be allowed to go. Once your marital status is updated, indicating that you got married after the lottery, then it means you didn't lie. So it can be that now you are single or unmarried, but you get married next month or next 2 months. So it is allowed for you to bring a fresh marriage certificate. It is only those who will select they are married. They should have a past marriage certificate. So marital status can disqualify you. If you are going for the interview and you know you are going with your spouse, you go together with your spouse. If they ask you guys questions, if it is not a genuine marriage and they ask you guys questions and you're not able to clarify yourself or rectify, and they get to know that you guys are not married by just come see, come sa, they are going to also disqualify you. So marital status disqualify a lot of people. That is point number 3. Now, point number 4, number of children. Number of children. A lot of people, when they are selecting the number of children, they go and select, maybe I have 2 children or 3 children. But when you win the lottery, you are going to provide details of those children, including documents to prove. In America, you do DNA. If you say they are your biological children, you are going to do a DNA, except they are your, how do we call it, stepchildren or legally adopted children. If you add a child whose date is, how do we call it, the years is more than 21 years, that child will also disqualify you, because on the lottery they told you that do not add a child who is more than 21 years. Do not add a child who is more than 21 years. So your children, how you select your children can also disqualify you if you make an error. So please, you have to note that. If you are pregnant, you don't add that child. But if you win the lottery, it means your family information has changed because now you have given birth. So you have to add that child. You have to add that child. And they are not going to penalize you because the birth certificate of that child will indicate that the time that you were doing the lottery, the child was not alive. And that is why you didn't add that child. For instance, if you said now you don't have a child, you indicate 0, but you are pregnant and you give birth in December, you can still add that child because the birth certificate of the child will indicate that you gave birth to the child in December, and that time the lottery, you have already done the lottery, so it's not your fault. All right. So make sure there are a lot of people on the DV lottery, because when you select your child, they are going to ask for their pictures. They are having about 4 children or 3 children. They will only select one because they were able to take a picture of only one person. And they'll do the lottery and they'll win. When you are filling the DS260 form, make sure that you are adding only that one person, that one child. Don't go and add any additional. It should reflect, except those who were pregnant. Please, if the child is living and you don't take their picture and add it to your lottery and you win the lottery, don't add them to your DS260, because they are going to ask you, why didn't you add the child when you were filling the American lottery? You said you had one child. How come now you have 2 children? And therefore, it means you are lying. It will also disqualify you. It is on the American government website. I am not the one saying it. We can go on the website and we all read together. And I think that is stage number, is it 5? Yes, stage number 5. Yeah, it should be stage number 5. Let me see. Stage number 5 or 6. Supporting documents. Stage number 5 or 6. That is where that information is. That that is where that information is. Stage number 4, 6. There about. Just give me a minute and let's read that together. Let's read that together. Mm. So every information I'm giving to you is on the travel.state.gov. That is the American visa portal. All right, the travel.state.gov. That is where I am giving you all those informations. You can also go read it for yourself. Read it for yourself. I'm trying to see where the marital question is, because I need you guys to read and know when to add a child or not. I've forgotten the point where they indicated the children. Mhm. Oh. Um, if I'm not finding it, I think another lesson where we're going to do the documents, we're going to talk about that. And so we talk about that. I want you guys to sometimes read from my screen mm, to also see for yourself. But I think I'm not seeing it today. So let us go on another time. I'll get it for you guys to read when we are doing the documents that you need to present after you win the lottery. We're going to look at that. All right. Now, another one that can disqualify you. So we've done with 4 points. 4 points that can disqualify you after you win the lottery. 4 points that can disqualify you from getting the visa. Point number 5 is wrong filling of the DS260 form. Now, when we talk about DS260 form, that is the visa application form. It is better you do your own, you fill the form than you going to agent, because the S260 form is numerous, a lot of pages, about 32 pages. So some of the agent, when they are filing for you, they make errors. They don't know your name, the spelling. They are going to ask a lot of questions. Your mother's name, your mother's date of birth, where is your mother living, your mother's hometown. You go to your father. So even personal information, you fill about 10 pages, because yourself, they're going to ask a lot of questions about yourself. Then you go to your family background, your mom, your dad. Even if you say your dad is dead, they're going to ask, when did your father died? When you say my mom is not alive, they're going to ask, when did you? A lot of questions. And so I take you through when you win the lottery. We take our time and go through the DS260 form section by section by section for everybody to understand. And so I will encourage you. You guys, a lot of people, you don't like reading. Just 14 questions for lottery, and people are asking questions. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. When you win the lottery, nobody is doing the visa for you. If you go to an agent, that is why a lot of people don't even get interview, because the agents, they don't have time. Your mother's date of birth and those questions, they'll just enter a lot of things over there. You don't have time to do those things correctly for you. So please, I will encourage you guys to start. It is questions about yours. You're not going to solve math questions over there. You're not going to solve physics questions over there. They ask you, what is your mother's name? If you don't know, go and ask your mother's date of birth. If you don't know, go and ask them. If they don't know, enter anything over there. It is questions about yourself. Okay. So the DS260 form, if you don't fill it correctly, they are not going to, KCC is not going to further it. You have to fill the DS260 form correctly before KCC forward it to the NVC for them to schedule you for appointment. So there are a lot of people who won the lottery in May. They fill the DS260 form and they are still not getting interview date. It can be that there is a mistake on the DS260 form, because when you win American lottery, and you print your case number on that sheet. Read. They are going to tell you reasons why they can disqualify you. Reasons why they can disqualify you. When we are treating the documents you will submit, you need the confirmation page to also submit. When we are treating that another time, we are going to read what is written on a confirmation page the case number, that page, the winning page after you win. And you're going to see that they've written that if you don't fill the correct DS260 form, they are going to disqualify you. So all this information is on the website. I have done American Lottery. I've done a thought visa application. So they are all here and I'm giving it to you. But sometimes I wish I am on the portal for us to read it together. We don't have much time today. So please appreciate whatever we are doing. All right. They are all on the visa portal. You can take your time and go and read all those instructions. So wrong filling of DS260 form can disqualify somebody. So please, I will encourage you that when you win the American Lottery, come and follow whatever we are doing here. Come and learn how to fill the DS260 form correctly before you submit. Don't rush. Don't rush. Now, late submission of DS260 also don't hinder people from getting the visa. Listen, during this stage, the entrance stage, they don't care about when you submit your entry. You can do yours today. Somebody can do theirs next week. They don't care. But when you win the lottery, you are supposed to fill the DS260 form on time. Fill it on time and submit it for KCC to read over and over again, to forward to NVC, for NVC to allocate you for a visa interview. If you don't do that on time, I know some people, they are still asking me tips. I won American Lottery, but I just saw it this month. Can I also submit your DS260? Yes, you can submit it. But if KCC have forwarded a lot of people's DS260 to NVC and NVC have allocated them visa interview and they think that the number is okay, they are not going to consider yours. So please try and check your results on time. Fill the DS260 on time and submit it, because that time it is first come, first serve. Some people are saying that it is based on case number. It is a lie. If your case number is 1 and you don't submit yours on time, you wait till December before you submit your case number, and somebody's case number is number 20,000 and they submit theirs on time, do it correct for KCC to look through and submit to NVC for NVC to schedule them interview. And you think NVC will be waiting for number 1 that come and submit yours? We are not considering the number 20,000. So where is that analogy? It doesn't work that way. The case number, it is generated during the random sampling, stage number 2. So everybody who do a correct picture, everybody who do a single application, you all move to stage number 2. Then the computer will select. So when the computer is doing the sampling, the first person to come will get that case number 1. Then the second person, 00002, 0003, up to 100,000. So if you get, you see, you have to look at the case number. It begins with some alphabet, then the year will come. So it will be maybe GW, then 2026 before the number will come. So if you look at your case number, you can even know that, okay, so I was the 30,000 person to be selected, or I was the 45,000 person to be selected, because you're going to see something like maybe DW 2026 30000123. That means you were 30,123 person to be selected. That is how the case number is being selected. So if the computer pick the first person, it generates a case number for the person, then the second person like that, like that, like that. So people are saying that because the computer didn't select you on time, you got a late case number, that means they will not pick you. No. Submit your DS260 on time. Do it correctly for KCC to go over and they'll call you for interview. That is the trick. Do it correctly. When I say do it on time, doesn't mean don't also take your time to do it correctly. Do it correctly, but submit it on time. All right. So late submission of DS260 form, that is point number 6, can also not let somebody get interview, yet alone to get a visa. So it is also a point why people don't get visa interviews. Now, point number 7 is affidavit. Affidavit. Now, a lot of people, they are having issues with their certificate, whether educational certificate or their birth certificate or their passport. The name on your passport should correspond to the name for your entry. So the name that you are using for your entry, your surname, your first name, during the entry stage, make sure that it is the same name on your passport. If you don't have a passport, when you are going to do a passport, make sure that you use the same name you gave to America to do your passport. And use that same name to do your birth cert. If the names are different, you have to get affidavit and gazette. Example is people who are bearing their husband's name. I know a couple of ladies, they have their passport to bear their original name, but they are married now and their names have changed. So they are going to choose to use their husband's surname as their name. Now, yes, you win all right, but because you are going to submit your passport and the name on your passport will not be the same name as the name you provided for America, it means you have to go to court and get affidavit and attach it. Failure to do so, that means you didn't submit the correct documents, and so you might not be able to even get an interview date. Because I told you that they look at the slightest mistake to disqualify you from the interview, because they need to pick only 55,000 people. They need to pick only 55,000 people. So if you know that you have to do affidavit and you don't add your affidavit, it means your documents are not intact, and therefore they call another person. I know a couple of people, the names on your secondary school certificate have changed. So maybe you were in secondary school, you were bearing your father's surname, you were Boache, but now you were married to Mr. Mensah, and so now your name is Eunice Mensah. That is what is on your passport. Yes, maintain the Eunice Mensah, use that to do the lottery, but make sure you go and get affidavit, because if they ask for your certificate, your high school certificate, and you send your WAEC, your WAEC is Eunice Boatin, but your passport and your entry is Eunice Mensah. So which is which? So you have to get affidavit. If you don't add affidavit, America don't have time to call you and say, hey, Eunice, on your set is Eunice Boatin, your passport is saying Eunice Mensah, so they don't have time. They'll just disqualify you. So please, because you know that your names have changed, get affidavit. So people who fail to add affidavit to their changed names will not be called. And that is another reason why people are not called for interview to get a visa. Not only the names, the date of birth. Date of birth. Other people too, their names and everything is intact, but they made mistake when filling the American lottery. Maybe spelling mistake. Yes, they forgot A, or they were supposed to add H, but they forgot to type. There was a spelling mistake. You have to also show affidavit, because Boachi, if you don't bring the A in Boachi and there is A in the Boachi on your passport, it's two different names. So on the passport will be Boachi, but on your filling the American lottery will be Bochi, not Boachi, it will be Bochi. So Bochi and Boachi is different because you forgot to bring the A. So you have to go to court and get affidavit that I, Boachi, is the same person as Bochi on my American lottery entrance stage. If not, America will never accept you because two different names. Yes, they consider that to be two different names. That is why I tell you guys that take your time. Don't rush. Do the correct thing to save yourself from all this kind of stuff. Another one is date of birth. I know a lot of people, they will go and key in the month at the day, and so it will change because they didn't follow my instructions and know that the month is first and the day is in the middle. So they go and put the month at the day column and the day, and it will change their date of birth literally on the system. And therefore, because the date of birth during the entrance stage is different from what is on your passport or your birth cert, you also have to go and get affidavit from court and even get a gazette. So please, if there is error and you need to swear affidavit, whether technically you made a mistake or whether there is name change through marriage, there is a name change on your birth cert, there is a name change on your WASI certificate, you need to get affidavit added to your DS260 supporting documents. If not, they are not going to call you for interview. Point number 8, the consulate that you choose. The consulate that you choose can also hinder you from not getting the visa. The consulate. When I talk about consulate, I am talking about the embassy. The embassy that you will choose after you win the lottery. Now, when you are participating in the lottery, you don't consider embassy or consulate. But when you are filling the DS260 form, the visa application form, they are going to ask you, where do you want to do your biometrics and the interview? If you choose Ghana, now you know Ghana, they are not having date. You know that, note that America is asking you to leave Ghana by 2026. And that is why it is DV program 2026. So if you fill your DS260 form to America and you say that I want to choose Ghana embassy or the consulate in Ghana, and then they go through your DS260 form, it is correct. KCC forwarded to FVC, National Visa Center. Then FVC will contact your consulate in Accra and ask them, we are doing a visa. We want you guys to do a visa interview for one person who won American lottery, known as Randy, to come for interview for us to decide on their his visa. Can you do it? Do you have a date? And Ghana embassy will say, unfortunately, we have been booked for 2026, so we can only get date in 2027 for Randy. It means that you'll not even hear from NVC because you're supposed to go to America by 2026. And Ghana embassy is saying that there's no date unless 2027. That means they'll not call you. They'll go and call somebody from Rwanda or somebody from any other African country or any person who chose a different embassy that they can get a date for the person. Because you need to go for the interview for them to decide. And your consulate is saying that they have been booked. They don't have date. And that is why a lot of people who choose Ghana embassy, they don't hear from the NVC. I know millions of Ghanaians, thousands of Ghanaians, they win the lottery every year, but they don't get interview date. I always advise you, don't choose Ghana consulate a lot. Only few people should choose Ghana consulate, because if you all choose Ghana consulate, it is choked. I don't know what is happening there. A lot of countries are traveling, but only Ghana, they said they don't have interview date. I don't know why. If you go to South Africa, they're having date. If you go to Cote d'Ivoire, they're having date. But Ghana, it doesn't mean that Cote d'Ivoire don't travel and South Africa don't travel. But what is happening in Ghana? And when you choose Ghana, they say we don't have date. And so you wait and wait on the NVC and they don't call you. And it is not the fault of the NVC. It is the fault of your consulate in Accra. They don't have date to give to the NVC to schedule your interview for you. And NVC cannot schedule your interview in 2027 because your DV is 2026. You're supposed to get your visa latest by February, March 2026. Prepare and leave Ghana by September. By September, if you're not in America, it means you cannot go through the DV program again. Even if you win, it is going to be void. You're supposed to leave Ghana by September 2026. And so if you're not able to get interview, go and get a visa by September 2026, it means you cannot go. It means you cannot go. So when you go on the American lottery, you're going to apply, look through the set of instructions. They taught you guys that you're supposed to end September 2026. This is telling you that by September 2026, your section has expired. Whatever stage you are, whether you have gotten interview, but you've not gone for the interview, it has expired. September 2026, you should have entered the border of America. So the consulate or the embassy that you will choose after you win the lottery can also decide whether you get the visa or not. I don't know the consulate in other countries listening to me, but the consulate in Ghana is very, very difficult for you guys to get interview days. So I don't know what you're going to decide. This year, when we were filling the DS260 form, I told a lot of guys to select South Africa or other neighboring countries. And people were like, I have South Africa, plane ticket, I don't have money. You have money to pay agent for visit visa. Visit visa that you don't know the outcome. Visit visa that you don't know the outcome. You've won American lottery. You are having all your requirements. You are filling the S260 form. You are filling it correctly. Select a consulate that you can get interview, go and perform properly, and get the visa and go. And you're saying that, when I choose South Africa, I don't have money to book for plane ticket. So I'll choose Ghana. Then you choose Ghana, and Ghana will say, we don't have date, and you are still in Ghana. So what was the essence? Why didn't you even choose South Africa for you to even get interview, and you go and cry on your family people that, look, I've got an interview in South Africa. Can you please help me to book a plane ticket for me to go? Somebody would have even come to your aid. But because you said, you see, we don't want to take a risk. Me, I don't have money. Oh, my family, nobody will help me. Then you choose Ghana, and you are there, and you're always asking tips. Are they calling for interview? Yes, a lot of people are starting. We are in October. A lot of people are getting interview dates. A lot of countries. To February, if you not get interview date, probability of you getting interview will be lower. But by that time, they have issued about 55,000 visas already. So they're not going to call you. Somebody is asking, can you choose Gambia? Let us win before, because the consulates, we check the availability on the American website. So when we win, when we are filling the DS2 form, I'll check the availabilities of the various countries and give it to you. So don't be asking now, okay? Let us win before. Today we are doing the discussion, so put it at the back of your mind. We have to check the availability. Okay, it can be that next year Ghana embassy will be smooth for us. We go and check availability, and they are available 2026. So don't worry. When during that time, I'll go on the portal and I'll go and check the availability of some various countries and give you the countries that will help you guys. All right. Number 9, medicals. Medicals can also the outcome of your medicals can also not let people even pass their how do we call it, their interview. Okay, yet alone to get a visa. So after you choose a correct consulate and they schedule you for interview. Interview is step number 7. Interview is step number 7. Now you need to prepare. Preparation, step number 8 or stage number 8. Preparation for the interview. That is where you go and do medicals. Then step number 9, you go and do the interview. Then number 10, they issue the visa to you. Now stage 8, when you're preparing for the interview, preparation, medicals is also part of the preparation. Now you are supposed, they are going to do you the TB test, that is the X-ray, and a lot of blood tests. A lot of blood tests. They're going to do you any disease that you can think of: HIV, Hep B, Hep C, syphilis, and a whole lot. They're going to take your urine to do gonorrhea test and a whole lot. When we are learning the DS260 from those who win, I used to take you through the medicals as well, right? And so you're going to know a lot of diseases that they are going to do you medicals on. Apart from that, they are also going to take your immunization records from childhood. So I will encourage everybody, some of the childhood immunization. If you don't have a record, go to your, how do we call it, district health directorate and get your childhood record. The polio. You see, when they give birth to you, they used to take do injection over here, right? I don't know for other African countries, but a lot of Ghanaians are having injections at their shoulder. It is that the community nurses and the public health, they know the name for those immunizations. You're supposed to have records of all of them. That polio, that BCG, and those kind of how do we call it, immunizations. All right, you're supposed to get records of them, as well as is it I think um you have to get immunization for tetanus, and also Hep B. You have to be immune for Hep B and others. So you need to, if you don't like doing Hep B immunization, please work towards it because of the American lottery. All right. So not only the medicals, they're also going to take records of your immunization. Another time when we are talking about the documents, medicals is also part of the documents for your interview, because you need to get your medicals done before you go to interview. So when we're talking about documents for your American lottery, we're going to talk about that. We go into details about the immunization. So remind me for our next discussion. All right. Um, I'll encourage everybody to know your status, whether HIV, Hep B, Hep C. Go and do your own medicals in your clinic. It is not that part. All right. When you go for America, you go to an approved clinic in your country, approved health center in your country. The American embassy has some centers that you have to do your medicals. But now you can go, or when you win the lottery, you can go to your center, your clinic, or your GP and go and do your own medicals to make sure that, oh, at least I know my status before you go and do the original one. So that if you have any disease, you can be on medication. Because if it is a newly diagnosed, they are going to ask you to go back to your GP or your doctor, put you on medication, and get back to them later. And that means they are going to postpone your interview. Because if your medicals is not ready, you cannot go for the interview. You cannot go for the interview. Okay. So I will encourage you, gonorrhea. A lot of guys, they're having gono. Check your gonorrhea, treat yourself. Because it will be a shame that common gonorrhea that has treatment, you will not treat yourself. You go and they said you have gonorrhea, and that will affect your medicals. Syphilis. I know Hep B, Hep C, those people you have to be on medication. If you're on medication, don't panic. I know a lot of people last year they contacted me through email. Says I have HIV/AIDS. Would they allow? Yes, they will allow you to go to America. There are a lot of people in America having HIV/AIDS. There are a lot of people in America having HIV/AIDS, but they want you to be on medication. They want you to know your status. So if it is a newly diagnosed, they're going to ask you to go back to your GP or your doctor to put you on medication and get back to them. And that is going to postpone your interview. And you have to note that when they issue the 55,000 visas, they're not going to allocate any visa to you again. So you have to check your status. If you are having that disease, be on medication before. As for gonorrhea, just treat yourself. You can treat yourself within 2 weeks, and gonorrhea is nowhere to be found. So medicals is also very, very important. They'll take your X-ray, chest X-ray, to confirm TB, tuberculosis. If the X-ray is not straightforward, they are going to do you sputum test. They are going to take your saliva or mucus. They can also look at that to detect whether you have tuberculosis. If you have tuberculosis, try and be on medication. Try and be on medication. It's one main reason why tuberculosis can stop you from going to foreign countries like UK, US. That one is very, very serious. As for HIV, it is not easily for you to share it. So they can, once you are on medication, they can consider. But the TB, if they check about your load, I think the public health people, they have a way of taking the sputum test and they'll check the viral load, right? Those laboratory technicians, they know what I'm talking about. If they know that the load is it, that TB is not viral, it's a bacteria, how do we call it, disease. If they know that your load, all right, is high, they'll restrain you, because in the plane you might cough and you give people tuberculosis in the plane. All right. So as for the TB, they really mean it. They really mean it. So please, if you have that disease, try and go to a hospital, be on medication to lower your load before you go for the American medicals. All right. All right. So the last point to discuss is poor interview performance. So the if you go for the interview, they are going to ask you questions on the DS-260 form. When I say questions on your DS-260, it is your personal details, your current experiences, work experience, your past work experience, your current educational background, your previous educational background, and why you want to go to America. That is what you want to go and do in America. So they're going to ask your family information if you're going to with your wife and spouse, children. So they're going to ask you series of questions to make sure that genuinely everything that you provided on the DS-260 form, that KCC forward to the NVC for them to schedule you for the interview, you were telling the truth. And please look straight into the eyes. All right. Be confident and speak. If you cannot speak good English, it is a problem because high school degree is mandatory. This is not a visitor visa. So start practicing. Hello, why do you want to go to America? I said, hello, madam. I want to go to America because US is a country that I've heard that if you go there, you make a lot of money. And my mother died in 2006, and I'm struggling in Ghana. Please learn good English. Be confident. Try and flow. And why do you want to go to America? I want to go to America because I participated in the DV 2026 and I won. And now I've gotten to this stage and I'm here to prove myself that I'm the best candidate to select among the 55,000 people because I have a high school degree and this is my WIAC certificate. Even aside that, I also have work experience. And on the DS260 form, I indicated that I want to go and do electrician, right? I want to be electrician in America. So right after secondary school, I even have 2 years of work experience and training in that electrical technician field. And so if you choose me to go to America, you select me among the 55,000 people, I will be able to serve America, work very hard to contribute to the economy of America. Deliver properly. Deliver properly. Don't go and say, that we call it appeal for pity. I'm a widow. I'm struggling in America. If you don't consider me, if you don't give me the visa, I'm dead. Though Ghana, we are now paying e-levy, and now Baumia has been re-elected as as the president, and so Ghana, we are going to die the next 4 years. Please. Go straight to the point and argue your case why they should give the visa to you among the 55,000 people. Okay, go straight to the point. Go straight to the point. Justify your qualifications over there. So brilliant performance. Brilliant performance. Those who are married, genuinely, you should be able to ask questions about your spouse. And so they can just ask you, on your DS260 form, what did you say was your spouse, your husband's date of birth? On the what is your husband's hometown? A lot of people, agents are filling the American lottery to you, and they have added somebody as your husband, and they have collected the person money. And so you don't even know the name of your husband that they added to your form. You don't even know the date of birth, and they can ask you simple question. That you said you are married to Mr. Ankama. Is it true? You say yes. Okay, so what is where is Mr. Ankama's hometown? And you'll be like, because the electricity from you were not the one who how do we call it? Filled it. And you know that you are not even married to Mr. Ankama. It is just an agent who convince you to add Mr. Ankama to how do you call it, your application because they are taking money. And so you not be able to provide a simple date of birth of your husband or your spouse. And they ask you, so how did you write it in your DS260? Maybe like MM, and they become suspicious. Can you give us your marriage certificate? They look at it. Okay. And they'll call, did you bring Mr. Ankama? All right. So that time they can take you to 2 different rooms and they call something. They ask you the same questions. They ask the husband and the wife the same questions. And based on the answer, they call it, how do you call it? This is a clinical psychology. This is not even a clinical psychology. This is a psychology questions. They're going to ask questions about your husband to the wife and ask the husband that same questions. So they ask the husband, what is your favorite meal? This morning, what food did your wife cook for you? Your where do you stay together with your wife? What is the color of your room? What is the paint? They ask random questions, psychology questions. So you answer it and they go to your wife. This morning, did you cook for your husband? What is the food? So because you were lying, it is not your wife. You are from Kumasi and the lady is from Accra and you met in Accra and you went to the embassy. And they asked you, what food did your wife cook for you? He said, my wife cooked acheke. My wife prepared acheke in the morning. Then they go to your wife and said, this morning you cook for your husband. What was the food? And your wife said, I prepared gari and beans. You see, you are lying. That means you are not married. You are not even living in the same apartment. You are lying. So they can ask simple psychology questions. They don't need to do, if you are married, they cannot do DNA. But that is how they can really use to catch you guys. So please, if you are doing anything, then make sure that you have mastered yourself properly. Those married. Family information is very, very important. Family information is very, very important. There was a man coming to the UK through this care route. So the man was around 55, 56 there, but he's having money, but he's illiterate, Wanko school. And so he got money and he came on TikTok and this COS that they are selling. He bought some for a lady who was having qualifications of healthcare assistant, and the lady got the COS and then applied for the visa and came. And so the man applied for a dependent visa to the UK, and they how do we call it? They issued the visa to the man, and then the man came to airport, Heathrow Airport in London, and they scrutinized the man. They asked some questions. So on the visa application form, the agent added a court wedding because the man was not married to the lady, and even the age gap. The lady was around 22 years, and the man is about 55 years. So it raised alarm. You see, the age gap was too much. And so they asked the man, and the man cannot speak English. And so they got interpreter at the airport. So the man asked they asked the man that you said you were married. What church did you do your wedding? And the man said the man mentioned the church. I cannot really know the church, but the man gave a church because he wanted to say something for them to how do we call it? Give him entrance to the UK. So he mentioned a church, not knowing that they did a court wedding instead of ordinance. The marriage certificate indicated that they did the customary and they went to court to sign, and they were all done by the agent, fake ones. They just went to court. I don't know whether they went to court or they got some documents to sign. But they asked the man a tricky question. You see how they asked the man. They didn't ask about the court too. They just asked the man, Eja, what's why your wedding na? Sorry, Ben, oh yeah, wedding. No? So that was a question put before the man. Now you said you married. What church did you marry? And he said he mentioned a church that was where he got his marriage. And I was say, so what's inside marriage certificate? No, oh, sorry. I was oh, yes, inside, yes, inside. Was sorry, them. You see, and the man was detained. The agent who did the application for the man had my number, called me, and said, Tips, this is what has happened. They have detained a man, right? A client that I did application for. And that time, this selling of the COS, not embarrassed to be brave. This issue was somewhere in June, July, thereabout. So now I'm for started to turn COS, but now na ayɛ normal because na obi aba wonya adwuma yɛ at that time na nyɛ te sɛ deɛ ɛbɛsɛeɛ na woba wonya adwuma no. So no obi tɔn ana menka ho asɛm nti na manfo ɔtɔn. So that lady, I knew sɛ na ɔtɔn na ɔyɛ agent wɔ UK ase na ɔtɔn COS. No, my number. She contacted me because she was doing application for somebody and marriage certificate, Pentecost marriage certificate. Was it Baptist or Pentecost? They rejected it. She contacted me and I asked them to submit that same marriage certificate. They shouldn't go to court. And they submitted the same thing and they got a visa. It no apem hasem. So she contacted me that Tips, Oma detaining me dependent to you. And I was like, how? And she narrated the whole thing to me. That this is what happened. The man got to the Heathrow Airport and said, why in the wedding was sorry there. Meanwhile, so documents are there and a court there, their cousin sign Libya. So like how? And so they detained the man and they called the lady to come to the airport. And I told them, hey, so abaya no call airport ɛhɔ na abaya no sɛ yɛbɛgye ne nkrataa afiri ne nsam ɔmo nyinaa yɛbɛdepɔte wɔn mo enti ma abaya no mfa kɔɔ no ɔmo bɛhwehwɛ mu a ɔmo bɛtwa akyire enti ɔmo fra abaya no asa asɛ meka twim pɛ sɛ aborɔfo no bɛte ɔmo fra abaya no wamfa ɛna they asked the man back. So the man went back. The man couldn't come to the UK. The man went back. Now the man went back and was demanding his money from the agent in the UK. That owner, wama, you see, abayon, abayon abo, what you see, cano, akoto COS no, ama abayon free, waba. You see, abayon aba, udru ye one who semka, 55-year-old man, a papa penimu. Oh, so please, some of these marital questions, a been to what's he been to? A been to what's he been to? But a bia to and I'll be who they make. So if you go and they asking you marital issues, please, you know your husband, you know your wife, know them better. Don't deviate. Know them better. Don't deviate. Don't deviate. If not, they are going to just deny you visa based on this one or two things. And please be careful. A lot of you guys, when you win the lottery, the agent to ask you, yemfa we nka ho na yem backdating marriage certificate no. Yenye ni say yemfa sorry because yes you're unmarried no. Yemfa ne nka ho na yenye a current marriage certificate. Enkyere say ebia o ware nipa ni January ana February and a results ne ba May. Ne yemfa nka ho ne fa ne kɔ ya gye ne sika wate because wo no sika o agent na gye wo no wuntimi ntua eto de obi ka ho no agye nipa ne sika e de atua wo ka eto na yes o ye visa na ma free na wo so wagye atum. If you agree in that terms, know the person better and know every details of the person that they included on your DS260. Because if you go for the interview, they will ask you questions on that spouse. So the interview performance is questions, every question on your DS260. Everybody that you include on your DS260, they're going to ask you questions on that. Shenkrofo ibreba UK a omudu airport, obu okra yebisa ne say, oyire no e maame de say, na so edin. Look at this. Oyire no ne maame de say, obo a na o ma friend nipa no. Ukunu aba airport ya say, yebisa no na o maame de say, ye pese ye confirm bo maame din. They used to do that. Enkrofo ibreba testify say, no kore na America. Dependence no mudu airport and niema mo firm no. Enya asem ketewa. Ewo UK I say, because UK you don't go for the interview. So you are being interviewed at the airport. But America, you go for the interview, then they issue the visa to you. So America, they ask you every question before they even give the visa to you. So please, you have to know everything about your spouse if you are going with your spouse. And your kids, their birth set and everything. These are all documents you are going to add it up to your documentation. I'll do another live discussion where we are going to learn the documents we should gather awaiting our winning, because I know a lot of you guys are going to win, and therefore I have to teach you the documents for you to start gathering them. Now when you perform well, they are going to tell you that you have won the visa. They are going to give you the results. That time, all right, that day, that moment, they are going to tell you that you've gotten the visa. And that is one good I think about America. They're going to tell you that congratulations, welcome to America, and they issue the visa to you. So when you're going for the visa interview, you go with your passport. So you leave the passport over there because they need to go and print the visa in your passport. So you leave it, then you go home. But you know that you've won. You know that you've gotten the visa. Then after that, they'll communicate with you how you get the visa, how a passport collection, right? Whether DHL or you go there. All right. So that is how it is. Please, these are the reasons why a lot of people win the lottery but do not get the visa. We have discussed 10 good reasons. I'm going to just mention them for us to remember whatever we did. I said the first reason is a lot of people don't have the high school degree, they get disqualified. The second one is a lot of people don't have the work experience. After winning, they cannot prove it. Either the high school or the work experience, you have to prove one of them. And so they also get disqualified. Some people are able to prove the high school, but the certificate is not good. And so they have to get work experience to attach to their certificate. So marriage issues, right? Some marriage issues, errors. I explained that can also disqualify you. Children issues can also disqualify you. Wrong filling of the DS260 form can also disqualify you. Late submission of the DS260 form can also hinder you from how do we call it, getting interview date yet to even get a visa. And also not submitting affidavit appropriately, right, can also hinder you from getting appointment. The consulate you choose will also determine if you get an interview date or not. So it can also hinder you from getting the visa. And also the medical results can also hinder you from getting the visa. And poor interview performance. Poor interview performance. So guys, I will end here. If you have any question based on what we discussed, if you have questions about you doing the lottery, go and watch my videos, because every answer I will give to you here, I've given it in the video. I've done about 5 different videos in English, in three different format, the phone method, the computer method, to discuss how you should do the lottery. If you have questions based on what we discussed, that is what I am going to answer. That is what I'm going to answer, not the lottery. If you have questions about your picture, go and watch my video. If you have questions about the 14 questions, go and watch my video. Go and watch my video. Somebody saying, can C6 qualify you? Now, when they look at your WIEC certificate, they're going to ask you, when you are filling the DS260 form, they're going to ask you, what do you want to do in America? And that is what they consider. So if you tell them that I'm going to school and your WIEC certificate, the results on cannot take you to school in America, they will not give you the visa. But if you say I'm going to work in America, then they'll ask you, do you have experience? Because you're not going to America to go and train. Ebia, one year and maybe we say me carpenter. We need training. So when you say we set yet, America carpenter, go and get experience. Go and get experience. 6 months certificate be any work experience now be prove here, right? So before you know that your set is not good, get a work experience, a qualifying work experience, and attach it, right? Even if it's not a qualifying work experience, once you have the certificate is qualifying you. So the work experience, you use that to argue your case. So those F9 chains and those people, you all qualify, but get a work experience to argue your case that, oh, when I win, I'm going to tell them that I'll go and do this, okay? Because they want to know why they should give the visa to you. They are only giving the visa to people who will be beneficial to them, right? Because you have to go and work in America and pay tax, right? So it is somebody who can either go to university for them to produce graduate, because once you go, you are a permanent resident and they know you become a citizen. So they want to produce graduates. So people with good secondary school results that they can go to university in America, they want those people. And also people with work experience that the jobs is a skilled work, right? A skilled work that will benefit America. All right. So in San Wajuma, those vocational works, seamstress and those people. So if you've completed a high school and you don't have any work experience and you know you cannot go to school, go and learn seamstress or forklift. All those people get a certificate, because you cannot go to American embassy and say I am a seamstress. I've heard one lady popular on TikTok, on Facebook, Nana Donko, says when she won the American lottery, her time, in order to argue her case, she was a seamstress, and so when she was going for the visa interview, she carried a sewing machine, and they gave them 30 minutes to sew an attire over there to prove their experience over there. That was her time. I don't know how now they are going to let you prove your experience when your WIEC certificate is not good. I don't know. I don't know about that. Now, you have to note that don't fake your WIEC certificate. Don't fake your university certificate. The WIEC certificate, and that is why even if you have a degree, a master's, they will still ask for WIEC. Because if you go and give them KNUST, if you give them KNUST, those asking me, I have a degree. Can I use that? People like that. I have a degree. Can I use that? How did you get a degree? It means you have WIEC. So even if you have a degree, they still need the WIEC. How did you get a degree? What did JHS in Yana? So forget about your degree, forget about your masters. They say your minimum is a WIEC. Even if you add masters and whatever, they still need the WIEC. Whether you like it or yes, they still need the WIEC. Take it for good and work towards it. It WIEC certificate IRA, go and get it. Or what's certificate IRA? Go and get it. Go and get it. So when you are going, they don't want those degree certificates. They just look at it, but they don't base on that to look at your educational background, because they cannot verify it. They cannot verify it instantly. So those with WAEC certificate, they're going to allow you to buy the results checker. It depends on when you graduated from high school. When you go on the WAEC portal, there are some years like 1994, 1995. You cannot check your results. Those people, when you win the lottery and you're going for your interview, you have to go and get a letter from the WAEC office that your certificate is original and take it to American embassy. But those of you guys who completed 2010, 2011, 2012, that you can check your results on the WAEC portal, you buy the results checker. You buy the results checker, and then at that point of the interview, they are going to check your results, and then you are good to go. I have a friend in America, Optimist. He used to come on my life on TikTok. He won American Lotto. He's a nurse in America now. His time, I think he went to US 2017 or so. Yeah. His time, he said he bought the WAEC checker, the result checker, and they verified his WASI and even the BEC. So they verified his WASI and the BEC. So that is that. He said one man having, was it a master's or degree, and he was not having his WAEC certificate. He couldn't complete his interview, and he had to reschedule his interview. So he didn't get his how do we call it? His visa that day. His visa that day. But my guy was able to buy the results checker. They check and they got to know that it was the same certificate he provided. And so they said, congratulations, you're going to America. So that guy who got his interview rescheduled, what if that time you go and they said the visa is finished? We have issued to 55,000 people. What are you going to do? So please don't let any agent tell you that I can get a WAEC certificate for you. I can't. No, they are going to verify. They are going to verify. So note that. I don't know the how do we call it? Those watching me from East African countries and South African countries, I don't know your secondary school exams, but the WAEC is West African Examination Council. It's a high school exams conducted for some countries in West Africa. So it depends on where you listen to me. So you'll be like, what is WAEC? What is WAEC? WAEC, WAEC. We don't have WAEC in that. Yeah, so your high school certificate is what I'm talking about. In Ghana, we call us ours the WAEC or the WASI. Right? Ghana, Nigeria, a lot of West African countries, right? The WAEC. Somebody is saying, where can we buy the results checker? You can buy it from those who are selling it. When people complete um, secondary school, a lot of people sell the checker. So if you ask a lot of people, the cafe people, they'll get some for you. Okay, so just relax. They'll get some for you. Somebody say, boy, me, they are forgetting my index number. Your index number is on your certificate, so don't worry. Your index number is always on your WAEC certificate, so don't worry. You only have to key in your full name, your index number, and the date you completed school, and your results will come. So don't worry. All right. I will end here. I am very tired. I need to sleep, continue my sleep. I went for a night duty. I came to sleep, and some people were disturbing me with phone calls, and I was like, let me come and teach and get tired so that I can continue my sleep. So I am tired. I'm going to continue my sleep, and I'm going for a night duty today. I wish you all the best. Tomorrow, if I have the strength to come online and teach you, we are going to discuss the documents you will need. All right. The documents you will need. If I have the strength, if I wake up early and have the strength before 7 p.m. going to work, I might shoot some videos and post it on TikTok for you guys. And yes. And once again, my Facebook account has been hacked, right? Has been hacked. About 3 days ago, I was making a complaint that one guy is using the same tips and gist with the same logo and downloading my videos on TikTok and posting it on Facebook. And a lot of people are following that guy, thinking it is me. He's putting his telephone number over there, and people duping people. People are falling victims. And so somebody advised that I should seek for verification on Facebook so that people can know the original account. And so I got to realize that Facebook can verify you irrespective of your numbers. Even if you have 40,000 followers, 20,000 followers, all they need is to verify that you are the original owner, and they'll verify you. And so I applied for verification. Like, you can just click it and you'll be on their waiting list. I don't know. Coincident. I don't know if the scammers, it also came to their mind that I might do that. Coincident. That same day, I got email from Meta, like Facebook, the same Facebook logo. I don't know, the scammers, they are very brilliant. And they presented a message that we have reviewed your account and you qualify for verification. So click on this, blah, blah, blah. So that same day that I also submitted to Facebook. So you see, it was like, I was like, hey, then Facebook people, they have considered me and they said, okay, so let me click on it. And that was how they hacked me. And so they have taken me off Facebook. So I can see tips and just, but I cannot log in um to how do we call it? Um in fact, it is a page, so I cannot even log into the page. I can log into my profile, but I cannot log into the page. So I cannot post anything over there. And so please make sure that nobody chat you and take your money. It is not me. Okay, I've reported to Facebook and they are working on it. I've submitted a lot of documents, my passport, my BRP, a lot. They are doing a lot of verifications, and I know that they are going to retrieve my account for me by the close of this week. So please, until then, let us be vigilant. I am not on Facebook. If I'm on Facebook, I'll tell you guys that now I'm on Facebook and you see me uploading videos. All right. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best of luck. Bye bye. Somebody's saying you didn't answer my questions on the vaccination. I'll talk about that when we are doing the medicals and the immunization. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.